Good afternoon, everyone. We're live at Quiet Cove Park, one of the great Dutchess County parks. And just like that, like clockwork, as we begin the town hall meeting, a boat is coming by. One of the very first questions that was asked already, I think we're answering, is when can you come to the town hall meetings? Well, you can come now. In fact, all of our Mark at the Park town hall meetings are open to the public. We have been promoting that. We have seats set up on the porch of the Naval Boathouse here at Quiet Cove. So if you're nearby and you want to stop by, we'll be here for about a half hour longer. But the next one is scheduled for, I don't know when. Let's pull that one up. June 30th, here we are. June 30th at Bowden Park. So we'll be live again Wednesday, June 30th, 3 p.m. at Bowden Park at Pavilion number 5. So you're invited to join us if you'd like. The town hall meetings are now open. We just continue to use this platform as a way to communicate. I'm joined this afternoon by Sandy Washburn. Sandy is the director of the Division of Parks Services, Division of Parks, yes, within the Department of Public Works. Sandy is almost a year into the job. 8 months?
I'm a year.
Oh, you are?
I'm a year.
Oh, wow.
Last Saturday marked 1 year.
1 year. And there's a lot going on at County Parks, and we're going to talk a little bit about that in a moment or two. But before we do that, let's talk a little bit about COVID-19 related data. I remind people all of the data points have been moving in the right direction over these last several months, but these are still people, right? There are 7 hospitalizations. Those are someone's loved one hospitalized with the virus, but now down to 7, and we've been able to hold well below double digits these last couple of weeks. I'm sorry, it's like clockwork, really. We have waves now. That said, 128 active cases. And our positivity rate is below 0.6%, 0.56%, so 0.5%. I said this last time, and I will say it again, we are not in an emergency. The state of New York may have a declared state of emergency, but if this were an ordinary public health response, we would not have a state-declared emergency. We just wouldn't. County governments using the public health infrastructure that exists, remember by law, county governments are the New York State Health Department. Yes, the state has a health commissioner, but on the ground, it is the health departments in county governments and in the city of New York that respond to a public health concern. So that could be a number of issues, and we've dealt with them before, but under any ordinary circumstance, we'd be at a position now where you would not have a declared state of emergency at the state level, and the county governments would be working to address this public health concern. We're almost done with the waves. Give me one moment. I'm telling you, there was no traffic on the river until the second we began talking. So 0.56% positivity rate. I forget. Did I say don't use the one from 2 weeks ago? We're not using the. We're not. Yeah, I did. That's fine. But we're all trending in the right direction. Let's talk a little bit about vaccinations and where we are with our activity. First and foremost. We have a number of clinics underway. Thursday, Moderna and J&J at the JCPenney's location. Tuesday at the JCPenney location. That's next week. Thursday, June the 10th, JCPenney's location. And Saturday, June 12th at the JCPenney's location. Now a train. We'll be at Dover on Wednesday, June the 19th. And we have a number of partner pop-up clinics scheduled Saturday, June 19th in the city of Poughkeepsie to recognize Juneteenth Day is community celebration at Mansion Square Park. And we have a number of partners that are providing access to vaccines. You can find all of that at dutchessny.gov/COVID vaccine. dutchessny.gov/COVID vaccine. Give us 1 second. We'll get the train go by. Enjoy the sounds of being on the Hudson River.
Place to be. Love activity.
Yeah. Always the way it is. Couldn't have paid for better timing. So Gail wants to know why the DMV is only open by appointment. Thought we were opening back up. We are ready, but the state of New York has limitations. Remember, the Department of Motor Vehicles is a state department administered by the independent elected clerk, Brad Kendall. The DMV is still under state restrictions, and the clerk is functioning to the best of his ability to get the offices open. But you are correct. We are opening. In Dutchess County government, you still can access departments and department activities and you'll see again continued reopening activity. But the DMV is a state department administered by the independent county clerk, and he has to follow this. Well, he has to follow the state guidance on the state offices, and that's where they are. What is a quiet cove? Great question, Amber. Amber was joking. Sorry, Amber. A Quiet Cove. It's actually the next movie coming out by what's his name? What's that? Krasinski. It's a quiet place in a quiet cove, but Quiet Cove is one of the great Dutchess County parks along the Hudson River here in the town of Poughkeepsie. I'm going to give you that. And so a number of vaccine opportunities through our partners. You can visit dutchessny.gov/COVID vaccine. Let's go right to parks, and Sandy Washburn. Sandy, again, is the director of parks for Dutchess County government, and there is a lot going on at county parks. And now that the sound has settled down, we'll let you jump on it.
Quiet Cove's not so quiet right at the moment.
No, it isn't. But what's going on in county parks we wanted to touch on?
What is going on in county parks? Let's start with Quiet Cove, since we're here. A tremendous amount happening at Quiet Cove. We are excited to announce that we are going to be offering kayak slip rentals to the public. Our target date is the beginning of July. We do have the rack close to on order, finalizing some details as we speak. But our residents will be able to contract with us for a seasonal slip rental here, bring their boat down, leave it locked up here, and just with their own padlock come, and during park operating hours, of course, be able to launch from our beautiful kayak launch right here in the cove. So we're very excited. First time opportunity for that.
Now, would you suggest that somebody who doesn't have a lot of kayaking experience just go head right out into the Hudson River?
Would I personally? Not necessarily.
Good. Right answer.
I have taken kayaking class myself.
I did as well. The fellow up here in Hyde Park. I forget his
Marshall.
Marshall drowned me.
With Marshall. Well,
no, actually intentionally.
Very well.
Yeah. Remember, he flips you. He rolls you underwater, and you got to escape.
That is correct.
I really was grateful that he was supportive of me. Otherwise, I might not have gotten out of the kayak.
we are grateful as well. I will say that the river, you need to have respect for our beautiful river. It is tidal, and with traffic on the river, so certainly encourage those experienced kayakers. It would be those folks who own their own vessels, so most likely they are experienced. Learn all of the safety, follow all of the safety protocols on the river. I'm a flatwater kayaker personally, so that's where my comfort level is more on ponds and smaller lakes. But the opportunity will be here for those who feel comfortable to keep their boat here and to utilize. And we have this beautiful cove, so it's a nice little spot here that is protected. If you're just learning and you want to just explore around within the cove, we do provide that option as well.
So a lot of enhancements here at Quiet Cove, and whether it's the decks that go out over the Hudson, or some of the paths have been upgraded, and a lot of plantings and improvements. But if you've not been to Quiet Cove, we're seated at the Naval Boathouse. So Dutchess County has a rich history of competitive crew. And rowing, for those that needed to know that, dating really back to the early 1900s.
That's correct.
And the Naval Boathouse was one of those great boat houses along the Hudson that we would have competitive teams from across the globe. In fact, one of the American Olympic teams competed here before they went off to Germany. I think it was the games of 1930 something, 34, 30, 1930. Yeah. Great book, Boys in the Boat. I think is the name of the book.
You featured here
is
in
it?
a very unique way.
Oh well, why don't you tell us about that?
It's fun that you bring that up. We have partnered with. I see that we have partnered with the Poughkeepsie Public Library District, and we are going to be having and hosting a pop-up library here at Quiet Cove. That will begin June 4th through September 6th. And very simply, with just a Wi-Fi enabled device, you will be able to download a number of books, over 400 titles, they tell us, for all ages.
Sure.
But we will be featuring the Boys in the Boat, which you'll have to read while you're at the Cove. That is not one of the ones that you can access outside of this location, but it was our requested title for the reasons in which you mentioned. The rowing history here is fantastic, and actually inside the garage where we will be housing our kayak rental operation, you can see on some of the rafters things that the kids or different crew members over the years have left, and races and dates of championships. And it's really a unique part of the history both of this facility and of the river. So
when will people be able to actually rent kayaks here?
we are hoping that that opportunity will be available July 1st.
Okay.
We are very close. All of our paperwork is set. It's just all.
Who's doing the renting?
We're doing that through our park office.
Oh, great.
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
So they will be able to secure all of that through the park office. If you're interested now in being one of the first, we are taking those reservations.
Those are for the slips.
For the slips.
But when will there be an opportunity for folks to rent kayaks some point here at Quiet Cove?
Not this season, but something we're looking into for the future. This is our soft launch into getting into that type of operation.
Pardon the pun.
Yes.
Soft launch.
Correct.
Yes. So we have a plan to have a vendor at some point provide that, or perhaps we would do the kayak rentals, but 2020 set us back.
2020 set us back, and we did come to the end of a contract with the previous vendor, put out RFPs, but a number of interested parties really ran into COVID delays, both in being able to get boats and just to operate. So we're going in this route this year and exploring that opportunity. And whether it be for renting the actual boat or for organized tours, we're looking into both of those opportunities.
Great. So maybe, we hope for next season. But this season, slip rental.
And
you can head out on your own if you have one for yourself, or visit a business like Marshall's and hook yourself up with a good one. To your point, my wife is the kayaker in our family, and yes, lakes and ponds are more our speed.
Yes.
Yeah. She mentioned about setting me out into the Hudson.
They feel a little more controlled, just in my world.
Certainly. So this is one of our great county parks. Folks should know Quiet Cove is one of them. Wilcox Park in the town of Milan. I know it's one of your favorites. Of course, all of them are your favorites.
They are.
Bowdoin Park is award-winning in the town of Poughkeepsie, and of course, Dutchess Stadium is one of our great county parks. The boys are back playing baseball.
Boys are back.
And then the two rail trails, the Holland Valley Rail Trail and the Dutchess Rail Trail, continue to get great use. We have a number of projects underway. I'll let you talk a little about some of the specific activities, but so we're moving forward with the design of the Lake Walton Preserve. This is the newest expansion of the county park system in the town of East Fishkill. Largest expansion of county parks in 50 years. And the Poughkeepsie Urban Trail, is that what we're still calling it? The Urban Trail. Yeah, the Urban Trail. And this is the development of a spur trail that will connect to the Dutchess Rail Trail in and around the city and town of Poughkeepsie. And we'll have some news about that coming up in the next few days. And folks can give their comments and ideas for and input for development of the Urban Trail that's in and around Poughkeepsie. But what else is going on in county parks?
County parks, my goodness, we have our very first Veterans Camping Weekend coming up this weekend.
It's now free.
It is now free.
You like how we do that, right?
I do.
It says free.
I know, I updated the startup. It is now a free opportunity for our veterans, and just a really wonderful time to get together. The camaraderie that exists in that community is very special. We will be doing our first flag changing ceremony there, followed by a veterans and military picnic, a recognition picnic on Sunday, and we're really looking forward to that. There are still open reservations available. So
and this is to any veteran or service member and their families.
Correct.
So, you've served and you want to take the kids out, or the kids want to take mom and dad out, perfectly fine. If you're in the service now or reserves, active or reserves in any capacity, you want to take up a campsite and join us for our Veterans Weekend, you can do that.
Yes.
How many sites are still available?
Quite a few.
Yeah.
Over a dozen.
Okay.
Definitely, it's early in the camping season, so and we held this weekend aside for a little bit of time, so our veterans and military would have the opportunity to jump on board. But we do still have space, and we really just want people to come and see our campground as well, in addition to this weekend, but all throughout the season. We've done some wonderful improvements to our back house.
Yeah.
The inside is looking beautiful.
I heard.
It's looking beautiful. People
And
are very
I was
excited.
very happy to hear the special thing you're doing, and I will tell you that we're, as a Red Hook resident and the father of a child who participates in the All Abilities program at Red Hook Library, you have something special going on.
We have something special being announced today for the first
Apparently,
time publicly.
yeah.
We're very excited about that. We have teamed up with the All Abilities program at your Red Hook Library, being led by Amy.
Miss Amy.
Miss Amy and her crew, and she is so excited and passionate about this. And we reached out to ask if they would partner with us on a community art project for the outside of the bathhouse so that we can get that looking as great as the inside
Yeah.
looks. So we've had a couple of planning meetings and a lot of creativity being shared, and both the youth and the adults will be working on that. It'll be over the course of a number of weeks so that all of the different participants and age groups will have their opportunity to put their hands on that and to leave a mark in that campground. So,
Yeah, well, they're very excited about it. I saw Miss Amy yesterday, and they're ready to go.
well, we're thrilled, and we're getting some nice support from Tony Sharfella and Think Differently, and helping with some budgetary items and some of the cost of materials, and just we gave some of our creative thoughts, but we really want them to get together, and they're in that creative process right now to put their suggestions and their mark.
I had to laugh,
on
but
the vision.
Miss Amy reminded us that you're encouraging them to do a landscape.
Yes.
But, these are kids,
Correct.
and sometimes kids like funny things to live in that landscape.
Yes.
So if they're doing a landscape of the woods and the mountains in the background and there happens to be a giraffe, well, there will be a giraffe.
That's what we said. That's what we said. This is our vision. This is a launching point. But we want the kids to really feel that they own this. And
Sure.
so whatever becomes of that, we are excited and are embracing the opportunity to partner. And so
Great.
this time we're doing a community art project
Right.
like this, and hopefully it's the first of many.
Well, I told her, and so I've already committed you to this, but if they wanted to do an all abilities camp out, we try to do that between now and maybe the time they go back to school. And if they do that, then I will probably be there with them.
We would love that.
So it'll be kind of
We
fun
would
to do
love
that. So we'll organize that. What else? Painting, picnics.
Painting,
What's going
picnics. Well, we have
Summer weather?
opened our Bowden Park splash pad for the season.
Yep.
We've had a couple of really hot days, and it was busy, and it is now open daily from 10 in the morning until 7 at night. And it is a hopping place on warm days.
on? It definitely is.
It could stand to be 3 times the size and probably would still be packed.
Yes.
But it really is a wonderful opportunity for kids to just get out there, cool down, a really safe environment. And we love it.
Yeah.
We get calls. That's one of the biggest calls at this time of year. Is
Yeah.
the splash pad open? So yes, folks, the splash pad is open.
And so it's timed, right? So we're just asking folks
It
to
is
kind of
timed.
not occupy it the whole
We
time.
do, correct. That's the message we're trying to share, and we do have staff who will patrol by
Measure them out.
and just kind of see how things are going, keep an eye on it. But it is self-monitored, so if it's a little too crowded, use another area of the park and come back. And we do ask our users on a really hot day to just be mindful that there might be other people waiting in the wings that aren't necessarily standing on a line to use it, but to kind of let other folks have an opportunity.
And so I'll take this opportunity to say we never closed Dutchess County parks over these last 12 months, although Quiet Cove does close for the winter because of safety concerns and water. But we never closed county parks, and our county parks remain open, meaning that we just ask people to respect each other but enjoy it. Being out in the fresh air and the sunlight is the best cure to slowing the spread of a virus and to staying healthy. So we want people to come out and just enjoy. That's
The thing
it.
that's been wonderful is we've had so many new visitors, Mark, to the parks, and it's just people who have lived here all their lives or have just traveled here to try out some new parks. It became a refuge. It was a place where you could safely go and not too far from home. And as you said, we were open when many other things closed. So we're excited for all of the new patrons that have discovered us. And we just ask everyone to stay tuned. We continue to bring new programs and new opportunities.
Sure.
And just encourage folks, if they've got an idea, a suggestion, your All Abilities Camp Out's a fantastic idea. We are working hard up at Wilcox to get that park on the map. So on the map again. It used to be very, very, very busy. And so we just encourage people to reach out and ask us how they can collaborate or bring a program idea. Many of the best and most successful programs come from someone at home who has an idea and would like to see something added.
Yeah, absolutely. So why don't we close with you just by thanking folks for participating on Monday, Memorial Day services, America's most solemn of holidays, where we recognize those men and women who served but didn't come home. And it was very special to be back together again. at the Dutchess War Memorial, which became a Dutchess County property only a few years ago, and the Department of Public Works, and I don't know if was it your staff that did some update, or is it mostly DPW?
It was a combination of highway buildings and parks who all collaborated in the days leading up to the event. And it's always such a special time. I stopped to check and to just take a look and grab some photos for social media, and to see dog tags hanging there. It's always just a solemn reminder of all of those who came before us, who allow us to be together in parks and places of worship and just live as we choose. So
it was a very nice, very moving ceremony, matched by the convoy that was put together. I want to thank Adam Roach and the Division of Veterans Services for organizing that as well. It was a very special day, and we're glad to be able to come together and honor them once again. So Amber had a question about my favorite topic, and that's fireworks. Any fireworks plans this year? I don't think we are. We're letting everyone else do the fireworks this year.
Some other folks. Well, I will say we are planning fireworks in the parks, but we're working on a fall celebration.
Okay.
There is a summer celebration happening at Renegade Stadium, being hosted by the Hudson Valley Renegades.
Yeah. So only because people may have a hard time hearing, I'll shout it again and say, for the 4th of July, we're not hosting fireworks, but 4th of July weekend, there are about a dozen organized fireworks displays in Dutchess County, so look for those. We just felt that as much as we enjoyed getting together last year, and we did, we're getting back to a point where having the communities organize those activities is really it's best. Residents will go to their neighborhood event, but to your point, Dutchess Stadium and the Hudson Valley Renegades will be hosting a fireworks display the 4th of July weekend. I don't know if it's the 4th or the 3rd, but they'll be hosting it.
The 3rd, but yes, they will. And just stay tuned for parks, because we've got a big bang planned for October.
Okay, so a big Oktoberfest with fireworks?
Yes, sir. Speaking of our rich crew history, here comes one of our...
Yes, you can't see it, I apologize.
One of our girls' rowing teams.
I can see it just fine. The girls' rowing teams, I'm not sure from where, but they're being yelled at, and so we want them to continue. So Sandy, thanks very much.
Thank you so much.
We'll keep you posted, you keep us posted, and a lot of activities going on at Dutchess County Parks.
Yes.
Thank you. Thanks very much. We'll let you sneak out. So we'd like to get through a few more bits of information. Talking over there, So again, we're at Quiet Cove Park, one of the great Dutchess County parks. Today we hosted another Office for the Aging picnic. Our senior picnic events are up and running again. We were at Gearing Park, in the town of Fishkill today, and our next is, next week? And we are where next week? I don't remember. I should probably pay attention. But we are at Gearing Park today. We're at the Fairgrounds in Rhinebeck next week. And so open to area senior citizens. And starting next week, we're encouraging you to stay with us. So what I mean by that is we're still hosting our drive-through picnics, but when you can, we want you to stay. And the Fairgrounds, there's opportunities for you to park and enjoy yourself. And as we get later into the season, we'll return to our traditional senior picnics with the expectation that we'll be able to join together and have a traditional one of our senior picnics. Very happy to be able to do that. But great turnout again, and thanks to the folks at the Office for the Aging for their work. So we're at Quiet Cove Park today. Our next Town Hall Forum is Wednesday, June 9th, 3 p.m. June the 9th. And then we'll be at another county park on June the 30th, Wednesday, June the 30th. And again, this is open to the public. We'll see you at Bowden Park. You can physically attend or continue to watch us on Facebook. Now, today we launched and announced what we've dubbed Dutchess Invests. As you likely know, over the course of the last 16 months, county governments like ours faced significant new responsibilities while also seeing a loss in revenue. And in order to confront that, the federal government has made available aid to county governments, local governments like our own. Dutchess County is slated to secure $57 million in federal aid. Now, there's 150 pages of very specific guidance as to how these dollars can be used. However, we've spent a great amount of time over the course of the last several years, and certainly even more so, very intensely over the last several months, listening to you, whether it's through our advisory boards. We have a number of them who advise departments, our public meetings like this one, or direct outreach. We know that there are priorities in this community, and with these federal dollars, we intend to invest them. Others may spend money, we invest tax dollars with the expectation that there will be a return on that investment. We have real priorities, and we have a real plan, and Duchess Invests is the guidelines, if you will, the guideposts we will use to invest those federal dollars. So let's talk a little bit about how we intend to do that. I'll be presenting this to the county legislature next week with the hope that they will endorse the plans. And so we know that young people in particular faced a great amount of loss these last 16 months. Whether it's lost opportunities and moments or activities or time with family and friends. They have experienced a great challenge. And so we are going to focus a good amount of our federal resources on young people. And we'll be launching a Learn, Play, Create grant. So Learn, Play, Create grant program where we'll direct dollars to libraries, sports leagues, and arts organizations. So this could be your local Little League, your soccer club, a challenger organization. Maybe it's a dance club. Some not-for-profit organization, maybe doing a theater or art program. If you're serving kids in Dutchess County and you lost time and opportunity last year, this grant program is going to be for you. Small grants, $5,000, $20, up to $25. We'll work out those final details and announce them. But small grants where we'll be able to assist community organizations, not-for-profit groups, athletic leagues, to assist young people. In addition, as I mentioned just a few moments ago, in talking about what's going on in our county park, library. You're hearing the crew getting yelled at. So libraries really stepped up over the course of these last 16 months, creating new opportunities for people. We want to support our libraries as well. And so several $1 million we're putting on into this program to assist with targeted grants that focus on youth activities. These are one-time grant opportunities, so we're not going to be funding programs with this grant, but rather purchases. And so it could be the sets for a theater production, it may be uniforms or an upgrade to a particular ball field or park, computers or a youth activity, a youth center or youth space at a library. All of that is going to be programming that we want to support. We also know small businesses and every resident and family face real challenges. So we're focused on job creation, infrastructure investment, and public safety. So by focusing on advanced job skill training, we're going to be developing a center for job training at Dutchess South, the Fishkill, new Fishkill location, Dutchess Community College at Fishkill. Expanding shovel-ready opportunities for real investment and development at Dutchess County's airport, the Hudson Valley Regional Airport. Skills training program in the leisure and hospitality industry, and our micro marketing program for small businesses. So we'll be partnering with you, your small business owner that has lost some ground over the last 12 months. We want to help you with a micro marketing plan, and this is to help promote your services, your goods, through a targeted marketing effort, and to give you some support through the Chamber of Commerce. Along with entrepreneurial development, we'll be really focusing on helping small business owners grow their business opportunities, and to those who are trying to keep their businesses afloat, give them the tools and resources to be of help. Also focusing on infrastructure, water and sewer infrastructure, and support of some water storage capacity in central Dutchess County. Broadband, high-speed internet. We know that this resource, this tool, this technology is an important component of infrastructure, and we know that there are gaps in services. So we're going to be launching an effort to identify those gaps and develop plans to fill those gaps. Now, we call it broadband, but I want to be clear, this is high-speed internet. It's not, some of it might be fiber in certain areas, it might be wireless and satellite-based in other areas, but we'll be developing the plan to really fill those gaps and ensure that there's reliable, affordable, and accessible internet service, high-speed internet service countywide, and public safety communications. We know there are gaps in that service. So for fire and rescue and police agencies, we'll be enhancing the public safety communications infrastructure so they have a more reliable and redundant system. Also focused on county parks. Here we are, but making smart investments. And we're using some of these federal dollars to invest at Quiet Cove and Wilcox to further the development of Lake Walton, to make enhancements at Dutchess Stadium. We're also going to be setting aside and creating a Dutchess County Parks Reserve account, because some of these one-time expenditures will actually generate for us new cash flow. By retiring debt or not having to level debt, we'll be able to create new revenue streams, and we'll be using some of those dollars to invest in a reserve account so that we can make ongoing investments, turning the one-time federal dollars into a multi-year investment here in Dutchess County. Also focused on our partnerships. I'll let you switch out. We have a very sophisticated and mature relationship with not-for-profit agencies countywide. And so by focusing on food insecurity and investments in capital projects, we'll be assisting through our agency partner grant program one-time expenditures to help them make important investments in their facilities and capital investments, physical investments. Again, not programmatic because these are one-time dollars, but we want to be able to support some important capital investments in our not-for-profits. Partnering with towns, villages, and cities will make investments through our municipal investment grant program in public safety, parks projects, and universal accessibility. And again, putting some of these federal dollars into those grant opportunities. Expanding our mental health services, doubling down on some of the great work that we do 24/7 through the Stabilization Center, mobile intervention team, and otherwise. And by the way, advancing our mobile mental health programming through the purchase and deploying of a mobile mental health unit. Thanks to some grant dollars we secured from Assemblymember Dee Dee Barrett, and some of these federal dollars will be expanding the reach of mental health specifically into eastern and northern Dutchess County, where we'll be using this mobile unit to expand the reach of these important resources, and addressing homelessness and housing. And that's actually twofold. One, creating a permanent place for intervention service, transitional housing that will provide a sanctuary for individuals who really need it, and transitional housing by creating a housing village, and that'll be part of our use of these federal dollars as well. So very exciting, a lot of really important initiatives through the Dutchess Invests initiative, and we'll be leveling, if you will, and leveraging those federal dollars to make a measurable difference in the life of our community and the lives of the people who live here. So look for more of that. We'll be asking the county legislature to begin next week to start appropriating those dollars toward important priorities. Focus first on kids and parks, and then expanding from there. But we gave you the outline, and visit dutchessny.gov for more information. Now, if you have a question, write it down in that live comment section below the live feed. I want to reference that the state did launch their emergency rental assistance program. This is several $billion statewide for low and moderate income households receiving unemployment benefits, financial hardship due to COVID. If you owe rent and at your current residence, the state government's administering this program. You can visit it through dutchessny.gov. Visit dutchessny.gov/ERAP. dutchessny.gov/ERAP. And with that, if there are no questions, as I said, we're getting together again next week on the 9th at 3 p.m. and then on June 30th at 3 p.m. at Bowden Park. Please join us if you can at Bowden Park. Town Hall will be open to all of you to join us as well. We'd love to have you here. In the meantime, though, stay safe, stay healthy, and be kind to each other.